Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. This is not a diecast review. This is actually going to be a dissection, I guess would be the term. We're going to take apart a couple of diecasts, put them back together, and we're going to check and see what's in them, and what improvements can be made, and what can't be made. So, I've done this before with you once. I believe we were doing a chassis swap. So this one here will be more of a explanation of what's inside. So I've already taken apart, and as we've seen in the other videos, how to take apart one of them. So I'm going to put this down just so I got something to set it on. So this is a Casey Kane 2015. Go away. I got a pop-up on my phone. 2015 color chrome. So trunk is down because I used it on the Byron. So the Byron is currently the chassis swapped version. Now, here is the original Byron chassis. As you can see, I've taken a lot of parts and pieces off it. All it does is turn wheels, and here's this plastic block of an engine up front. So, if you were thinking Lionel's quality might be downhill from before, well, this plastic block should all but tell you, yes, this is your $50 chassis. You're paying $50 for this as your chassis. So, you know, let your expectations be what they are. It's literally a piece of plastic like this. And the wheels, one solid axle like a, you know, Matchbox car. So, yeah, let that just sink in. That's what you're buying now. So, you know, if you think Lionel's doing it and they cut some corners or something, or they didn't cut corners and they're just trying to provide quality at a lower price, you're wrong. That's not quality. That's pretty bad. Here's the cab, or the roll cage. This is off of the Kane one, though. As you can see, oh, there's a hair in there. That's kind of gross. You can pull this windshield, or the, almost got it. There we go. So you can pull the window net down. It's just this little thing here, just a little piece of plastic, if I can pull it a little closer. And you can put that up in there, and then you can pull it down if you want. You can leave it off. You can put it in. You know, you can do all whatever you want on these. So that's just something that's there. You know, you have the option to do stuff with that. Other things. You can see these pillars. These, oh, just dropped a screw. Make sure. I got a few screws actually sitting in here right now because they didn't want to come out, which is fine. I'll just leave them there. But anyway, these crossbars right in here, there's about 3 of them right here. Now those I colored with a Sharpie. You can see they're all black, and, you know, do they look great in a couple spots? Not perfect, but decent with a Sharpie. But you get it over here, and then you put on a cab and stuff, you can't hardly notice it, but it does look better to have the black pillar there. The other thing is mirror and backup mirror are black. They are now this white clear plastic on the new one. So what you can do is take a Sharpie to that, color the back side of the mirror, get it blacked out, black out your top mirror there. I don't remember if I colored this one or not. I don't think I did. I did color on it in 2004. So I'm not afraid of doing it. The other thing, your battery up here, you can add a little color to that if you would like. You can take a little piece of paint, or a little strip of paint, piece of tape, something like that. You can add some stuff to that if you want. Now you get to the customization part. And once you're into this step, this is where some of the fun stuff really kind of kicks up. So you can see how it separates here? Well, kind of. They're glued in here, 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 and here. So if one of these is on, which I believe it's this one. Oh, no, might be this one here. There are a couple spots where these can be stuck down and in, but anyway, you can't take it apart very easily. It is kind of a chore to get into that. So the next best thing is if you can reach in there to get stuff done. Now, you look in there to the dash. There you can see it. Not a lot of detail in there. Not a lot of color or anything. You can take just a little fine point red pen and hit a couple of buttons, make them look red. And then what my big want to do is you put the decals on the side of the seat here. Just like the in-car cameras where they always have, you know, this decal on the side of the seat, maybe one up here on the crossbar down here. They got maybe one there. And then the other one is there are seat belts imprinted in your seat, but they're not colored, so you can add some color to that. And all this stuff is just extra for detail. And then the other thing you can do, and this is stuff if you want to, you look for other details in the cars, and you can add them into here or wherever they're at. So, again, step one, you can just, by taking it off, and then this, you just twist, pull, and it quote-unquote breaks it. It's just a tab of glue that all holds it. But then you now have the window net option that you can put up, put down, do whatever you want with. So now that you can do that, it makes it easier to get into this. Now, steering wheel, you can add a pad, you can add colors here, you can add a radio button. Again, there's a lot of different things you can add to this here, just from inside of that. So that's more of your in-cab detail. Now, there's not a ton under the hood you're going to do motor-wise with these, because under the motor with these is a plastic block. You know, there's not a place to add a lot of detail. This is they make these in a big plastic mold, claim it's great detail, and then have been passing it off for $70 for the last 6 years. So, yeah. Go back to 2012. Just take a look at the chassis and tell me if anything looks like a plastic block of a motor. Because there's your 2015. This is your 2007. This is an Elite, yes, but look at that difference. I mean, yes, I don't have a cab on there, but look at all the belts and hoses. An actual motor. Like, the motor actually has the textures to it and everything. Shocks, actual springs and everything in there. Get over to the cab side of it. We have metal. We have an actual battery here, not just a piece of plastic that looks like a battery. Hoses, fuel cell. You know, the window net does come down on the Elites for those. So, again, it shouldn't be on par with this, but the Elite should be on par. I mean, it's been 10 years and the detail's gotten worse and the price has gone up. That doesn't help. So, there's your underneath side. All plastic. There's your underneath side. Absolutely fantastic. Not even color to the back of this. I mean, that's a kid's toy. This is a kid's toy, quality-wise. And I know I try not to complain too much about the cars, because again, the paint was fine on the body, which I think is where they're putting more of their emphasis. But I mean, this is a kid's toy. This quality is not a collectible. This is a kid's toy. So, you know, it's not bad to be picky. It really isn't. So, yeah, that's what you'll see in your differences there. Now, what I did, and I know I haven't pulled this apart, and I can pull it apart if I need to. Full window net now, because it's got the right cab, and it's got the digital dash. So this is actually now fully accurate. And the other thing is I also kept the DIN number. So when you chassis swap it like that, you get to keep all your parts and pieces. Now, I also did a lowering job on that, which I will say sucked. It was terrible. I didn't like it. So chassis lowering the new ones, not very good. Now, I chassis lowered a 2009, and those work really, really well in the front. They don't have rear suspension. I did the rear suspension on this. It drops way too low. It drags on the ground, or it'll like sit right on the ground, so I put that back. What you do is your cab will sit like this in there. This one, because of the steering column, it's a little unsure, but it sits like this. So you unscrew 4 screws on the chassis once you've got it out, and it'll look like this. There are going to be 2 screws right here that are what hold your rear shocks in, and your rear shocks are what do this, that allow it to move. So when you take those 2 screws out, those will fall all the way out. You can actually pull the rear end down and pull it out, and the whole rear tires and everything comes with it. And then there are 2 blue springs on there. You pull those springs off, slide them back up, put the screws back in, and basically instead of a spring where you have to push down to make it go, that you just set it down and it goes. It drops down as low as it can. Now again, the problem is it drags straight to the ground and just drags. It doesn't look very good. Now the front, on the other hand, the front has springs over here, and you're going to bend your wheel down and pop it sideways. So you're going to push down, and then pull sideways, and it'll pop it sideways, and you can pull a spring out. Do it the same for the other side. You pop them back in. That one wasn't as bad. The problem is because of the way it sits. The second any weight's on it, the wheels lock up. You can't turn them. They're stuck up against something. And it didn't look that much better. It looked a little bit better, but not enough that I'm willing to do that. So, I don't know much about trying to lower these, and I haven't had to lower these yet. So, that'll be on another video at some point when I try to figure out how to lower these. But anyway, this has been Race Craze with a little bit of a explanation and a dissection video onto the chassis of the new 2018s. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm really curious to see where everyone else lies on the Lionel debate. But anyway, this has been Race Craze. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.